I had no professional training at all. I had a sense of humor and had been in front of a microphone, but as far as doing movies or series work or anything like that, I had no idea. And then to work with, Ernie Borgnine, Oscar winner, and what a tremendous actor, going from Marty, to From Here to Eternity, Fatso Judson. I mean, what a contrast of characters there. I mean, he played full scope, and all these guys who had been in the business and were trained to be actors. I had no training, whatsoever. So I thought that I'll just do what I think is amusing. I did. Boom, it worked.
How was the show described to you?
I would be kind of an offbeat, crazy little ensign, and Joe Flynn was going to be the captain, and Ernie Borgnine was going to be the head of this PT boat crew, and that's pretty much all I knew about it. And I was going to be one of, this silly guy who walked around who thought he knew everything and knew nothing. It's perfect for me because I knew nothing and thought I knew everything. I just did what I felt might be humorous. It was this dumb guy, and as I look back on it now, the character, probably should have been arrested. I mean, it was just, a pretty broad character. And as I say, I had no business being in that business. And I went to Ernie Borgnine one day. It was in the afternoon, and I thought I'd show him how much I had learned about the business. And I said, "Excuse me, but what do you think my motivation is for this particular scene?" And he said, "If you don't get the shot by 5 o'clock, I'm going to kick you in the ass." So that was my only introduction to what to do in this business. Try to get it done by 5.
How was working with Ernie Borgnine?
Marvelous. He's this giant teddy bear. Whenever we meet again, he'll, "Hey, what do you say?" He gives you a hug, breaks a rib, you go back home, you try to get it put together, and then get out again after a couple months. No, he was wonderful. He really was. The whole show was, I've been so fortunate in my career in that I've worked only in shows that I've enjoyed. I mean, I never got into a situation where, these people we don't like, or that, or this, or that, or that. I mean, it's all just been wonderful, and everybody has allowed me to be me in all of these situations, so it just couldn't be any better, really. McHale was like kind of he was the glue to this whole thing. I mean, Ernie was the only sensible one among all these people who were being so bizarre, and he was truly, the master of the show. So everybody else is being these idiots around this substantial character who was holding this whole thing together, and he was marvelous. He was, a very essential part of that whole show.
How about Joe Flynn?
Very funny guy. Very funny. Joe and I had a great relationship. He was a very brilliant man. He really was very interested in politics. We were running a little late one day, and we were eating a dinner on the set because we were working a little late. We were eating off paper plates, and we were eating the roast beef and gravy on a paper plate. And he was talking about politics, and I was contributing, and he said, "You are so stupid. You know nothing about what you're talking about. You know nothing." And I noticed that he was cutting his roast beef on this paper plate, and this plastic knife was also cutting the plate. So he was eating not only the roast beef, but the plate. And I said, "Well, I'm not too bright, but I am bright enough to know not to eat my paper plate." And he looked down and he said, "That's how stupid you are." He said, "You don't know how good this is." And he kept eating. I mean, he was constantly just a very, very humorous contribution to the show.